Because our feature tonight is Orion.
Does somebody have a pen?
Oh my god, yes.
Give him a longer hand than that.
Woo!
Orion's fine, everybody.
First of all, I want to say that, like numerous other places that I've been reading, in which case I simply take advantage of open poetry readings, I suspect that this joint is illegitimate simply because they don't know enough business to exist. So for all I know, it's another domicile for cops on the take who have the answers to my obsessions, but nonetheless taken for right. Simply for the resumption and continuity of the solicitation of funds from extraordinarily rich criminals. You know?
It actually really is.
I don't necessarily mean strictly NYPD. Why am I saying patrolmen? Higher ups it would also include federal agents, etc.
MI5.
You are probably protected by them, for all I know. You are the one who's taking me for a ride.
Me?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The stuff which I read there was written today. First one is a rhyming poem to Ik, Misha, Olive, and Costa. Against me you have no game. I'm not a kike, spick nigger, and a rasta. None of you will attain fame. The crutch on your nose will, as shall the knife that stabs your ass. Because they have been instructed to instill with a booming sound of brass their image and nothing besides, which to evict you will fail. As mentally you float on steady rides in which imprisoned in a visual jail, the hand and arm with which you hide, you poke with a neat and nifty blade, will have you in an external yoke, stuck in a static grade, whereas you ogle at the crutch on your nose, the sight of your derriere improves, as greater gets the focusing of the dose of stigma vibes into your head in droves. So the crutch and knife will dominate the gamut of your behavior as a deterrent of a fate of you obtaining a savior. Goodbye, for losers. I applaud your defeat. You'll never stop sinking. From your confusion, I retreat. Your crutch and knife are drinking. I never called you a schmoogelfoof. But while you're jumping with the hopping heebie-jeebies on my case, it takes a schmuck like you not to like my metastasis. And with halitosis declared that it makes you lachrymose because it's too dichotomous for you to stomach. Fuck out of my space, your futsal. Last year you registered just 9 home runs, but still had the nerve to demand that your salary is to be triple folded. Now you know why everybody considers you to be a perfidious prick. You accuse me for obstructing your abductions as an obstacle who is on the way of achieving the plunder, the larceny. My larynx is hurting me from calling you an asshole at a fierce volume which destroys the proficience of my nodules. I didn't give you the license to kill my oratorical syndications in the medium where your wholesomeness nestles under the pantalooned umbrage of stringent guidelines. You're typically stupid in the first place because, like the rest, on second thought, on the first place, you ain't capable of wiping your ass with your elbow. On the second thought, were you to acquire the talent by which to do it? 3 broomsticks separated from the mops will be thrusted up your rectum to be wedged as larger as there till you put the boobs of a flat-chested Siberian peasant 4 times. At which stage blood transfusion into 5 sections of your lithe figure would intravenously be inoculated into your veins 6 days a week, while on the 7th, the chicanery of 8 Chinese checker players will abuse your retrospective nostalgia into reminiscing about 9 dance caps you cover your crotch with for Halloween because loincloth and fig leaves are inaccessible. When the pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock and were greeted by the dolphins and crabs that saturated the beach, they inquired first about the souvenir industry in the vicinity. The emaciated onanists trailed behind them. It was a marvel to behold, but the shillelagh wielding Vikings. You swayed on your rocking horse with the agility of a nimble omnibus. Residual tremors at the 9th precinct are the costume of your reactionary pulsation. You haven't blended well with my mythological myrmidons. Sirens in tattered rags had more of a baiting appeal to their inducements of your proposals. My rebuttals were bridled by the fortresses that withstood the detonative dynamics of the explosives I diffused with aborted results. How perniciously you perspire to the globule voltage of the gastric crystal ball. When will you pores shed red brine? So the aphorism on the monogrammed motif will state the abbreviated dictum of the nubile usurpation of the overwrought anxiety that the jurisdiction influential modules will etch its litigious insignia upon. You say that the relevance and importance of 9 is insignificant and inconsequential. I assert that divorce proceedings from the digit are impossible. So when your Q rod shoots 8-ball into the pocket of the fell turf, the asinine nemesis of your sinister abomination adopts arithmetical defenses by which to dazzle the frazzled frigate into drowning at a more expeditious clip, without dodging the drizzle of the spraying waves that badger your equilibrium to the iniquitous tantrums of a tumbling tower, which will crumble to debris by the boulders below. 9 stinks rather than stings. Cleopatra confirmed with her thrifty shenanigans. Shakespeare got hyperbolic when his tonsils developed blisters every month over facetiously. About the cycles, the existence of cats delving. A basilisk's hurdle two-pronged fork into Homer's eyes, which left him with some orbs on the canvas of his Odyssey. And Helen Keller was scrupulously intact until she left 19 bright marks on the breasts of her mentor. And as my perspicacity is dissolved out of studying the juxtaposition of meteors in relationship to the novas, galaxies, comets, lunar bolts, and constellations, the fetish of your continuous conquest has the digressive ammunition of antiquated artillery. Perch next to the inflammatory barrel, so your frosted weenie will be thawed into a puddle of obsequiously mournful tears. I am just a thumb-sucking rascal practicing the foibles of a Girl Scout who had her cookies snatched by a straggling derelict. It ain't as dreary as rumors have it. The goose pimples have been flattened by the ironing Gargakuka as the Petzelpussen is sprinkling cocaine on his scalding sporan. Let's get ethnic with the revisions of the statistical tabulations. When puny Pekingese excrete the fuya shtuya out of their cluttered, overstuffed bowels in a bower which vaguely camouflages their ejection. Does 9 hold onto their cock, rips it with ferocious tug, swallows the piss they spritz, or assiduously feasts obesely and obscenely on their sooty kisters. Reverentially, my salvos are a homage to the tribulation of the cosmic charisma your array of batteries has against the proclivity that fuels the fury of the reciprocating feud, which has neither a referee nor an umpire, a prosecutor nor an attorney. I loathe the baby with the curvaceous flab. He'll be a tumescent wart that will sicken the squirming bellies of the squeamish gentry. Disrobe the chagrin of the moronic apparel that flatters the frugality of your in-code rise to success. Lethal serum will infiltrate your cuticles. Thank you.